What is an educated Filipino? The educated Filipino should first be distinguished by the power to do. The Oriental excels in reflective thinking. He is a philosopher. The Occidental is a doer. He manages things, men, and affairs. The Filipino of today needs more of this power to translate reflection into action. I believe we are coming more and more to the conviction that no Filipino has the right to be considered educated unless he is prepared and ready to take active and useful participation in the work, life, and progress of our country, as well as in the progress of the world. The power to do embraces the ability to produce enough to support oneself and to contribute to the economic development of the Philippines. Undoubtedly, a man may be and often is an efficient producer of economic goods, and at the same time, he may not be educated. But on the other hand, should we consider a man who is utterly unable to support himself and is an economic burden to the society in which he lives as educated merely because he possesses the superficial graces of culture? I hope no one and no one will understand me as saying that the only sign of economic efficiency is the ability to produce material goods. For useful social participation may take the form of any of the valuable services rendered to society through such institutions as the home, the school, the church, and the government. The mother, for example, who takes good care of her children, prepares wholesome meals and trains them in morals and right conduct at home, renders efficient service to the country, as well as the statesman or the captain of the industry. I would not make the power to do the final and only test of the educated Filipino. But I believe that in our present situation, it is fundamental and basic. The educated Filipino in the second place should be distinguished not only by his knowledge of the past and the current events in the world progress, but more especially by his knowledge of his race, his people, and his country, and also his love of the truths and ideals that our people have learned to cherish. Our character, our culture, and our national history are the core of our national life and consequently of our education. I would not have the educated Filipino ignore the culture and history of the other lands, but can he afford to be ignorant of the history and culture of his own country and yet call himself educated? The educated Filipino in the third place must have ingrained in his speech and conduct those elements that are everywhere recognized as accompaniments of culture and morality, so that possessing the capacity for self-entertainment and study, he may not be at the mercy of the pleasure of the senses or a burden to himself when alone. There are then at least three characteristics that I believe to be the evidence of the educated Filipino: the power to do, to support himself and contribute to the wealth of our people, acquaintance with the world's progress, especially with that of his race, people, and community, together with the love of our best ideals and traditions, and refined manners and moral conduct, as well as the power of growth. Thank you very much.